Hey there, clan, and welcome to my thoughts on Far Harbour. I've not completed it 100%, but I have at least beaten the main questline and a good chunk of the content because it is a very large DLC. In fact, according to Bethesda, it's one of the largest DLC expansions they've ever introduced into any of their games, which is quite a thing to say compared to their other DLCs, but I'll take their word on it. Now, the main story of Far Harbour is that you have been contacted through Nick Valentine's detective agency to locate a missing daughter by an old friend and work acquaintance of Nick's. Apparently, the daughter, named Kasumi, has basically received a radio signal from a group of people in an area known as Far Harbour, and basically she kind of ran away to them. And your main quest line in this is to go and find out why she left and what is going on in Far Harbour, because once you arrive there, there's definitely some interesting stuff afoot involving the Children of Atom, a new refuge for a certain sense of the world, and also some interesting storylines in the Far Harbour area itself. The DLC is actually quite similar to, if you've played Fallout 3, Fallout 3's DLC, Point Lookout, even having a similar start to the story of finding a lost daughter, but the DLCs are different enough that it's just probably a standard hook that Bethesda tend to use when it comes to certain DLCs, which is understandable. There's also my story aspects you can repeat. I did enjoy it, though. It was an interesting story, and I definitely enjoyed the way it flowed out. I will recommend something. I will say, if you can, bring Nick with you. He adds a little bit of unique dialogue to it, and there's some interesting story elements to his character when you bring him along. I will not say any more without risk of spoilers, of course. The DLC, of course, adds some new creatures, weapons, and quests with the new area of Far Harbour, including harpoon guns, some new creatures that are very, very nasty little fuckers, and also a new mechanic called the Irradiated Fog, or just the fog in Far Harbour, which basically just makes the entire area is irradiated, and they use these devices called fog condensers to fight away the fog, which is incredibly deadly. Or at least if you spend more than like a day or two in it. It's only 1 rad per second, which is not too bad. The story, of course, is the meat and potatoes of the DLC, and there are some interesting side quests and also lore to be added to the universe of the Fallout world, and add some new elements to the universe, interesting the irradiated fog and some new creatures. It definitely also gives a little insight as to why this area kind of ended up the way it did, and there was some interesting little tidbits there I would highly recommend exploring. If you're watching this, you probably already have. I had a lot of fun with this DLC. I learned a lot more about this new area in Fallout 4, and what made me want to explore it more was also the people, the stories that were involved in this. They give that Fallout 4, while it does have its problems, the story is definitely not one of them, at least for Far Harbour in my opinion. It definitely adds and makes me interested, and makes me want to explore this area and find the new wee nooks and crannies and explore these areas that I've never seen before, as Fallout games tend to do. I did enjoy it a lot, and there was also had a surprisingly satisfying ending to the story, which I actually liked. There was actually a decent ending, at least the ending that I chose. There are multiple endings to the main questline of the story, which, just depending on how you work things out, might lead you to one thing and might lead you to another. And one thing is just, let's just say, it has one thing in common with the ending of the Fallout 4 main story, which I did not like, but that's beside the point. And I'll kind of just say now that this DLC has definitely got me pumped for the next DLC. I don't know if it's been announced what it is, but I am excited for it. I am looking forward to see what the next DLC is going to be for Fallout 4. It should be interesting, hopefully, especially if we are going where I think we are going. I will also say that I'm definitely probably going to have to buy the season pass at this point, because I missed out on getting it cheap, but I'd highly recommend you do. So far, this DLC is basically convincing me. I wanted to wait until the first expansion DLC came out before I decided, and I'm definitely going to be buying the season pass, because this DLC was pretty damn good, and I am looking forward to seeing what the next DLC is going to be. But other than that, I think that's where I'll wrap things up there. If you want to know whether or not you should pick up Far Harbour, you definitely should. It's definitely a great experience, a great enjoyable fun, and I highly recommend it, and it's definitely worth the price of admission if you ask me. Other than that, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to let me know what your thoughts are on Fallout 4's Far Harbour DLC in the comment section down below. Do try and be spoiler free, and if you are going to talk spoilers, at least put spoilers at the start of your comment. Other than that, I thank you for watching. As always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92, and I'll see you all next time in my next video. Ciao for now.